The rain fell in thin silver threads across the river walk, turning the pavement into a skin of black glass. Maya kept her hood up and her phone clutched tight, replaying the last message from her brother again and again. He had sounded drunk, laughing, confused, saying he thought someone was following him. Then the call ended with a splash and a hiss of empty air. The police blamed the water, the alcohol, the hour. They said young men slipped, made mistakes, wandered where they shouldn't. But Maya had come because of the photographs sent from an anonymous account at dawn. A grainy picture of a concrete pillar beneath the bridge, painted on it in dripping. Yellow as a smiling face, she stood there now, heart scraping her ribs. The symbol looked fresh, wet enough to smell. Her brother's body had been pulled from the river 2 miles downstream. His shoes missing, pockets turned inside out like a magic trick done badly. Footsteps whispered behind her, then stopped when she turned. "Hello," she called, hating. The tremor in her voice. No one answered, only the river moving with slow confidence. Her phone buzzed. Another message from the same account. "You're close." Maya's breath clouded. Though it wasn't cold, she lifted the light again and noticed something she had missed before. Beneath the painted grin, someone had carved letters into the concrete. Not a name, not a date, just one word. "Look," and from somewhere under the bridge, water slapped against stone as if something large had turned in its sleep. Asterisk Maya did not run, though every pulse of instinct begged her to. Instead she knelt, angling, her phone toward the dark throat below the walkway. The flashlight trembled across slick rocks, beer cans, tangled weeds. Then it caught on fabric, a jacket, navy blue, university logo, torn at the sleeve. Her brother's. Her mouth opened, but the scream stayed trapped, because the jacket was not floating. It was hooked carefully on a jut of metal as though displayed. The phone buzzed again. He was invited. The message read, "Invited where?" Maya typed back, thumbs clumsy. The reply came at once, to Smile. A laugh drifted from beneath the bridge, soft, conversational, almost kind. Maya felt the sense of being watched multiply, not one gaze but many, patient, approving. "You killed them," she whispered into the dark. The river answered by lifting and dropping against the shore. Her light slid farther. Graffiti bloomed across the concrete ribs under the road. Layer upon layer of bright faces, some huge, some small, hundreds. A crowd of joy painted where no joy lived. In their curves, she saw variation. Some smiles stitched too wide, some eyes crossed out, some with tears cut like knives. The anonymous account sent another message. "We find the lost ones. We," she said, tasting the word. Movement rippled behind the pillars, silhouettes rearranging themselves with quiet purpose. She realized with creeping horror that they were not approaching. They were waiting for her to come closer. And the worst part, the part that hollowed her chest, was the understanding that her brother must have walked this same path following. The same invitation, believing the night had called him by name. Asterisk Maya climbed down the service ladder before courage could abandon her. Rust bit into her palms. The river smelled thick as old coins. Her shoes touched mud and something softer beneath. She refused to imagine what, up close, the painted faces towered. Their smiles seemed carved from bone instead of spray. Water dripped through the bridge joints like a slow applause. "Why him?" she asked, voice breaking against the concrete. A figure stepped forward, hooded, average, forgettable. Another followed, then another, each one wearing a cheap plastic mask shaped in the same bright grin. No one grabbed her. They formed a corridor, an aisle at a wedding. He came because he heard us, said one voice, gentle, distorted behind the mask. Most do, said another. You leave doors open. A third added, What doors? Maya demanded. Loneliness. The first replied. Grief, said the second. Curiosity, said the third. They moved aside. Revealing a mirror propped against a pillar, her own reflection stared back. Pale, shaking, desperate, above the glass the familiar symbol had been painted again. Her phone buzzed one final time. You were invited to. The crowd began to hum, tuneless but warm. Maya felt memory folding, reshaping. Had she come to search, or had she come because she wanted an answer that would pull her into the water after him? The masks tilted, awaiting her choice. In the mirror, her reflection started to smile, without permission. Morning traffic rolled across the bridge, unaware of the ceremony below. A jogger found Maya's phone near the railing, screen cracked, still recording. Authorities added her name to the long and careful list. Another tragedy, another accident. Another grieving family. They did not notice the new paint drying under the structure. 2 figures this time, hand in hand, smiling forever. The lines were cleaner than the rest, almost proud. Divers searched for days. The river gave back what it wanted to give, which was never everything. Online, the anonymous account went silent. Posts vanished, photographs corrupted, yet the messages remained in those who had read them, a quiet tug in the chest during sleepless hours. Weeks later, someone walking home alone paused at the sound of laughter beneath the bridge. Friendly, familiar. The kind that suggested you already belonged. They leaned over the railing. They looked down, and far below, where the water rehearsed its endless appetite. A crowd of upturned faces waited in perfect welcome. By the next dawn, another smile would be added to the gallery, another invitation accepted, another story explained away by darkness, drink, and misstep, and the river would keep moving, certain and unashamed, carrying its secrets past the city that preferred not to see them, because some doors, once noticed, are already open.